Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. As somebody who has a car, doesn't live with a mum and dad, has 2 horses and works a minimum wage job, I am someone that really needs all the help they can get when it comes to saving money. And out of all of that, my horses are obviously my biggest expense and I have 2 of them. So I thought I would share some of my tips and advice on how to save money on your horses. First of all, look at what you're feeding your horses. A lot of the time, tack shops will do like off-brand chaff, for example, that they make themselves, which costs quite a bit less than the normal brands. Obviously, you do want to look at the quality to make sure that it's what you're looking for and to make sure that it's up to the standard that you want. But it's a great way to save money rather than just paying for the brands. For example, my local yard shop does a chopped straw feed, chopped straw chaff, and it is almost identical to Chop Chop Zero, but it costs like £3-4 less per bag. So that is something that I have started doing, is buying the same weight but for a smaller amount of money. So it's still a 20kg bag, but it costs less. Also, look at your supplements. Things like glucosamine, often they are higher priced depending on the brand, so you could have a look at that. Also, garlic powder is often marked up massively depending on what brand it is, whereas I think I use Gold Label and it's like £5 for a kilogram tub of it, so it lasts me really well. I'm definitely saving money on that. Secondly, look at the boarding costs for your horse. If you're on full livery, do you really need to be on full livery? Because that can be so expensive for people. I am on DIY, but I have the option of having turn-ins and turn-outs and the odd muck out when I need to. So I'm quite lucky that I'm on a yard that does like part and assisted livery and full livery when needed. But I either go up before or after work normally, so I need either 2 turn-outs or 2 turn-ins for my girls, but that is so much cheaper than having them mucked out for me every day. Thirdly, if you're on a yard and your horse is happy to live out and you maybe don't need the same kind of facilities, then consider going on grass livery. Grass livery is so much cheaper than being on a yard. I think it's about £80 a month where I am, and that's so much cheaper than being on a yard with a menage and a complex. So consider going on grass livery if it's something that would be suitable for you and your horse. You could also consider boarding your horse at a local riding stables and letting them use your horse for lessons if it's suitable. Neither of mine are suitable for riding lessons. However, Hattie did used to be in a riding school, which she hated and she didn't get on with it very well. She wasn't first pick, let's be honest. But it's a way that you can save money on your stable rent maybe, because if they give you say £5-10 every day for letting them use your horse, you can save quite a bit of money on your bills that way. Consider your bedding. See, where I am, straw is £3.50 a bale and shavings is £9.90 a bale. So if I'm on straw, even if I use twice as much straw than I do shavings, I'm still making a massive saving. Shavings is so expensive around where I am. I don't know why they cost so much, but the cheapest bale is £8.90 at my yard. So I have actually got them both on shavings at the moment. They were both on straw, but Kiana was so disgusted on straw that I put her back on shavings and gave her a smaller bed because it's just so much easier and quicker to muck out. Before and after work, I don't have time to be sorting through like 3 wheelbarrows worth of straw. It just wasn't worth it. And the only reason that Hattie isn't on straw is because she eats her bed, so she has a nice big shavings bed instead. But I would love for Hattie to be on straw again, but I can't risk her eating it and getting even fatter than she already is. Next up, try weighing out and measuring out all your hay and feed. Not only can it help you save money, for example, if you're feeding £10 of hay a day, or you think you are, but you've actually been feeding £12-13 a day, you're going to save money that way. Also, it helps give you an idea of when you're next going to need to go and buy feed. So if you use, say, I don't know, 500 grams of chaff a day and you've got a 20kg bag, you can work out when you're going to next need to buy it, which means that you can make sure that you save up or have enough money in your account for the next time that you need to go to the feed shop. Another thing you can consider is if a farrier does, say, 4 or 5 horses on your yard, often they will do a discount for multiple bookings. So when I was on a riding school, they would do £5 off per horse because they were doing like 20 horses on there, so they may reduce the price for the more people that have the farrier. Obviously it does mean that you need to be happy with the farrier that does most of the yard, and you all need to agree on like a day that they're all going to come, but it is an idea that can help you save a bit of money on shoes or trims. Also, when having the vet or the saddle fitter or the dentist, consider trying to make like a group booking then as well, because not only does it save you money, but it can help save other people money in your yard. A vet call out fee is I think £20 or £30 where I am, but if you're splitting that between like 5 people, it's nothing at all. If you have capacity to keep the really big round bales of hay, it works out a lot cheaper than buying lots of the small square ones. Unfortunately, there's nowhere for me to put one on my yard, or I would have the big bales, but the round bales where I am cost £35 and the small square bales cost £6-ish. And when I was using the round bales at my old yard, they would last me 3 weeks, and I'm going through almost a bale of hay a day at the moment just because it's winter. They're eating an awful lot because they're coming in early, so it would save me an awful lot of money if I could have a big round bale. Consider part loaning your horse out if it's suitable for somebody else to come and ride it. It doesn't have to be a young person, it can be anybody, and you can advertise for an experienced rider or whatever, but you can always get a part loaner. It can be really helpful to put towards costs. I'm going to do a video on part loaning your horse out a little bit later on, but I have a part loaner for my 2. At the moment she's not paying a lot, but that's for like personal reasons, because she was absolutely lovely when Hattie had her surgery and she was helping me out and still coming up to see her even though she couldn't ride. So for now I'm not really charging her much. Her dad is kindly paying for their feet to be trimmed every 7 or 8 weeks, which is all I want at the moment. In the summer it will go up, but because of the weather as well, she's not coming up on a very regular basis. I don't think it's fair to be charging her the same that I would if she was coming up 3-4 times a week like she does normally. Also, she hasn't had a horse to ride for like 9 months because of Hattie's surgery, so until I got Kiana she just wasn't riding, which is a real shame. But she's so lovely that I'm so pleased that I part loan my girls out, because I get the most out of them. It means I've got somebody to ride with as well, because I've got 2, and it does help towards the costs of them. If you charge say £100 a month for 2 or 3 days a week, you can put that £100 towards feed, you can put it towards your insurance, your farrier, anything, and it can really help you out. Last but not least, stop buying branded things that you don't need to. So if you go to a tack shop, it will charge you like £2 for a sponge. If you go to Tesco, you can get a pack of 10 sponges for like 30p. So when you don't need to buy like a specific horse item, they will mark it up loads just because it's for horses, even though it's exactly the same as something that you would buy anywhere else. So I would strongly advise just shopping around a little bit and maybe not going straight to the tack shops when you need something that's not really a horsey item. So those are my money saving tips, and most of them I live by. Like I said, there are a couple of them that I can't do because of the yard that I'm on, but I'm really happy on the yard I'm on and I don't want to move, so it's something that I just kind of get on with. However, with those 10 things being said, it's really important that you don't compromise your horse's health in any way. So if they need, you know, dust extracted bedding, don't just go and put them on straw because it's cheaper. If they need that for their breathing, or if they've got something wrong with them, never skip out on your vaccinations. Vaccinations are so important. So if you're thinking, oh, vaccinations, I could stop doing that to save me money, it's really not worth it than getting tetanus or something. So I would always advise to not skip out on your vaccinations. Never underfeed your horse. Yes, you want to save money on feed, but look at what you're feeding and make sure you measure it out. Don't underfeed them just as a way of saving money, because it's not fair on them and you can cause a lot of other health problems along the way. Don't not give needed supplements. So if your horse really needs Superflex or a high brand glucosamine for some reason, then never stop giving it them, because you always want them to be comfortable. You could do a little bit of trial and error with some of the cheaper brands, that's fine, but never compromise your horse's health or condition just to save money, because we love them, it's not worth it. That is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it maybe helped you out a little bit as well. I would love for you to subscribe to my channel, so please go ahead and like this video as well, and I will see you again soon.